Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you pretty late tonight. This is going to be a premiere video for October 25th. So definitely tune into this premiere video for the Tuesday album review that I'm going to do. I'm sorry that I did that drama video a day or so ago. I just had to get things off my chest because it was irritating me. So, yeah, this is for the Tuesday album review, season 4, episode 21. For Ice Nine Kills' re-review for the Silver Scream, the final cut. That I'm gonna do a re-review for you guys for this. I know I have to check out their other albums for sure, and that will happen in 2023 sometime, probably next Halloween, I think. So I'm gonna discuss what I'm gonna be talking about for these 19 songs on this final cut, the Silver Scream re-review, and let you know my thoughts on this re-review. So let's dive into this re-review, of course. Now it starts with the American Nightmare, and off the bat, I really enjoyed this track. The screams are great, uh, and just basically Spencer Charnas's vocals in it are great in this song. I really enjoyed this track. I almost forgot his name, to be honest. So I was like having a brain fart for a second. So I've reviewed their albums, two of their recent albums, and I reviewed this one back in 2018, the original version, and hopefully you enjoyed that one too. So 5 out of 5 for the American Nightmare. It definitely has that feel for the Halloween spirit because of Nightmare on Elm Street, the movie. That's what it's taking place off. It's referencing to the Nightmare on Elm Street movie. That's why it's called the American Nightmare. So it's like, yeah, the song's pretty messed up, but the screams are great, and I really love this track. Thank God It's Friday is another reference to the Friday the 13th movies and all that. So, really enjoyed how the segment of the song is sounding. The premise to the song is pretty gruesome, but really enjoyed how the song is executing overall. And just Spencer's singing in it is great, and the screams are great with the scream delivery. I really enjoyed this track, so 5 out of 5. Stabbing in the Dark is about the Halloween series, and really enjoyed the aspect about this track and just with how it's sounding overall. This is a great song, and drum wise, guitar wise, it's great. And Spencer Charnas' clean vocals, and I believe he does scream vocals from time to time. Still works pretty well with this track, and just the cutaway scene with the he is armed and dangerous, shoot to kill. I repeat, shoot to kill over part, and it's a pretty messed up song, but it gets the job done with what it's sounding like. So 5 out of 5. Savages is about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, and personally like this song. I really enjoyed it, so really liking the way it's sounding. And the mess with the horns and you get the devil lyric is my favorite part of the song. So really enjoying the aspect about this track, so 5 out of 5. The Jig is Up featuring Randy Strohmeyer of Finch is about the Saw movies. Did not know it was based off the Saw movies. I thought it was just about something else, but it makes sense because Saw is one of my favorite movies. Favorite horror movies. I didn't like the Jigsaw movie in 2017, but I did enjoy Spiral for sure, in my personal opinion. I personally liked it, but I haven't really returned to that movie in a while, but it did very well and felt like an original Saw movie. So, The Jig is Up is a great track. Really like the scream delivery, whoever's screaming, it's probably Spencer Charnas, but it still sounds really good. So Spencer Charnas sounds good vocally in this track too. So 5 out of 5. A Grave Mistake is about the movie The Crow, and I really enjoyed this song with how it's sounding overall. Basically, it's got a really interesting atmospheric vibe to the track, and just the melody is so haunting, and You fall in love with Spencer Charnus's vocals in this track, so 5 out of 5 for this one. Rockin' the Boat featuring Jeremy Schwartz. This is about the movie Jaws, and this was pretty interesting. I really enjoyed the aspect behind this track, so, and what it was talking about. So basically, great song in my opinion. So 5 out of 5. Enjoy Your Sleigh. I believe that's about a Christmas horror movie, I think. Can't remember what, but I'd have to look into it again. Because you'll have to remind me in the comment section below, because it's been a bit since I reviewed this album uh, for the final cut and all that. But basically, overall, Enjoy Your Sleigh was a great track. It's pretty messed up of a song, but it gets the job done with how it's sounding overall. So 5 out of 5. Freak Flag, I believe, was about a certain movie series or whatever. I know the next one's about Edward Scissorhands. And another one was Silent Night, something horror or whatever. So it's a Christmas song or whatever, but basically Freak Flag was a great track. Really enjoyed the anthemic vocals from how Spencer is singing the track and just the way it's sounding overall. It's a pretty awesome song. So 5 out of 5. The World in My Hands featuring Tony Lovato of Mest was about the Edward Scissorhands movie, and I know a lot of people have given it a lot of criticism and said it was not their favorite movie. I gotta watch it for myself because I found it to be weird, in my opinion. I didn't hate it, I just had some cringe moments to it because all he had was scissors for hands, and it was like, what the fuck? So it was a weird movie, but yeah, World in My Hands. I really enjoyed this track and how it's sounding overall, atmospheric wise, and sonically it's great, and just with how the drums and guitars sound in this track, and Spencer Charnus's vocals is great in this song, so 5 out of 5. Merry Xmas, I believe, was about Silent Night, Silent Axe, or something like that. I can't remember. It's a pretty messed up Christmas horror movie, but it came out back in the 80s, I think. But this was a pretty awesome song, but it's messed up for sure. But it does get the job done with how it's sounding overall. So 5 out of 5. Love Bites was about werewolf in London, I believe. Um, so it features Chelsea Talmadge, I believe. Talmadge, and it sounds really nice. I really like the atmosphere of this track. Uh, so I never watched Werewolf in London or whatever, but I heard some good things about it, but I don't know. I got to check it out for myself. But I really enjoyed the next song for sure, because that's a personal favorite, and it's part of my favorite horror series too, as well. So I have a few horror favorites for sure. So 5 out of 5 for Love Bites. Is It the End was a great track. It's about the It movie back in 1990 and also the newer It movies as well, which I personally love the newer It movies. They're much better executed and better delivery for those movies and did very well at the box office, in my opinion. I know some critics were like, the second one wasn't that great. It did feel draggish, but it did serve its purpose with how the story was going. And I really enjoyed It Is the End. It's a great track. Highly recommend you check it out. So there's a lot of screaming in it from Spencer Charnus, and the guitar is screaming too. So it sounds really good. Uh, Vocally, sonically, and musically, it's great. So 5 out of 5. Your Numbers Up was about the Scream movies. Really enjoyed this track. So 5 out of 5. I got no complaints with this track. It's pretty gruesome with the ending to the song where she's screaming, and then Yeah, she gets her throat slit in the when she's on the phone, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this song is so messed up. So 5 out of 5. Thriller, Michael Jackson cover, solid track. Not really connecting with this track too much, but I just wasn't a fan of Spencer Charnas's vocals in this one. But it's solid, so 4.5 out of 5. A Grave Mistake, live from Sirius XM. Um, Sirius XM was a pretty good uh live version to this song. I really like it with how it's sounding, and Spencer Charnas sounds great vocally in this track, so really enjoying this track, so 5 out of 5. Stabbing in the Dark, acoustic, featuring Matt Heafy. Not really feeling for it, but I think it does serve a purpose with the acoustic work in this track, but Spencer Charnas sounds weird in this song, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, so I'm just unsure about this one, so 4.5 out of 5. And Savage's Acoustic is the next one before we get to the last track to talk about. And this track is solid too as well. So I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5. And finally, we get to Thank God It's Friday, the final song for the whole album, which is the final cut, of course. So basically, Thank God It's Friday acoustic featuring Ari Lemon, or Lehman, I believe is how you pronounce it. Really like this track, and it sounds good acoustic wise with how Ari is singing the track too. And just the way it sounds, I'm really digging this track, so 5 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution wise, I think the Silver Scream, the final cut for this re-review for the Tuesday album review I did for you guys, really enjoyed it. It's a pretty good listen, so I highly recommend you check this out. I know it came out, the final cut, back in 2019, and technically I think this would be about 3 years old, this final cut version of this album or whatever. I just wanted to re-review this because it's close to Halloween, and hopefully you'll enjoy this special Tuesday album review, which is a Halloween album. So overall, I think Ice Nine Kills is the Silver Scream, the final cut re-review I did for you guys. I think this was a pretty good listen. Highly recommend you check it out. And first score for me, I'm giving Ice Nine Kills, the Silver Scream, the final cut re-review. I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10. Sorry, I burped for a second. I just something in my throat. This was a pretty good listen. Definitely recommend checking it out, in my opinion. But if this is not the music for you, you'd have to find something else, because other people have their own opinions about what type of music they're into and what type of music they like or dislike. This, however, is metalcore, but it's metalcore at its best, in my opinion. So 8.5 out of 10 for this album. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Tuesday album review I did for you guys for this re-review for Ice Nine Kills, The Silver Scream, the final cut. If you enjoyed this Tuesday album review for Season 4, Episode 21. And if you did enjoy this album review for this Tuesday album review for the re-review of Ice Nine Kills, The Silver Scream, the final cut, for all 19 songs I reviewed for you guys. It was a very lengthy video, but there was a lot of tracks to cover for this video. So comment below and let me know what you guys thought of this review. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. Like I said, this video is premiering at midnight, or at least past midnight. I think 1 a.m. I'm going to premiere it on the 25th of October. So you guys have a special video for before Halloween. So hopefully you'll like this video. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. And I will have more reviews coming out before this and have some premiere videos as well. So I'll do the best I can to get some other videos out as soon as possible. But until then, stay safe, guys. Take care. There will be a movie review before this video comes out tomorrow, which is going to be on the 24th for the movie review for the Kid Cudi's Intergalactic. movie review that I'm gonna check out. It's a Netflix movie, but I don't have Netflix because I have my issues with them. But as always, I will see you in my next review. Thanks for watching this Tuesday album review for season 4, episode 21. There will be one more Tuesday album review that will be on November 1st, so definitely tune into that final episode, and then I'll do a recap video after that 2 weeks later. So as always, I will see you in my next review.